Hello students, and welcome to the next lesson in our AS Level Psychology course. Today we're going to be looking at deviation from mental health. Deviating from ideal mental health. This model aims to explain that abnormal behaviour is simply not what is normal. Now that seems pretty straightforward and self-explanatory, and Jehoda said that normality is defined as a state of mental health, so therefore abnormal behaviour is if you have maladaptive mental health. There have to be several criteria which you need to meet in order to have positive mental health. If they're not met, you're deemed as abnormal. So there are 6 characteristics which Jehoda came up with which are going to describe abnormality. The first of which is a positive view of self. One must have feelings of self-worth in order to function kind of adequately and have an ideal standard of mental health. If you do not have a positive view of yourself, you are in fact abnormal or exhibit abnormal behaviour according to this model. The next is actualization. Someone must be the very best they possibly can in order to be deemed as being normal. If you do not strive to be the best that you can, you are deemed to be as abnormal. The third is autonomy. One must show independent behaviours and rely on others in order to be able to be normal. If you do rely on others too much and do not show independent behaviour, therefore you are deemed as abnormal. The fourth is an accurate view of reality. Someone must not have a distorted view of how society operates, and if you do have this distorted view, for example thinking that radio waves are going to go into your brain and read all your thoughts unless you wear a tinfoil cap, you are abnormal. The fifth of these is the resistance to stress. One must be able to deal with regular situations and not give in completely to stress levels. Now this is a characteristic that says if you do have the qualities which do not enable you to deal with regular situations, then you are going to be abnormal because you can't deal with everyday life. The sixth and final one is environmental adaptability. Someone must change their behaviour and control it depending on the situation in which they're in. If they do not do this and they're not able to control and change their behaviour, they're going to be deemed as abnormal because they aren't able to adapt to their surroundings. Now we're going to look at the limitations of the model, which explains what ideal mental health is. The first thing is that some of Jehoda's criteria are very hard to achieve. For example, actualization, which states that you must strive to be the very best which you can be, is very hard to meet, and most of the population actually can't do it because a lot of the people don't get motivated enough to try and be the very best. Also, as reality is a concept of the mind, everyone is going to perceive a reality in a different way. Now, one of the criteria, the fifth one in fact, is that everyone should have a positive view and an understanding of how society operates. Now, since everyone is going to think society operates in different ways, everyone is in fact therefore going to be abnormal, and not everyone is going to have an accurate view of it. Finally, importance of the criteria varies by culture. For example, some cultures may consider certain behaviour as healthy standards. For example, collectivist cultures may not want to meet autonomy or actualization, autonomy being where you need to not rely on others and show independent behaviour, and actualization strive to be the very best which you can be, sometimes independently, as collectivist cultures actually like to spend time in a group and help each other, and that's what they aim to do. So yes, it does vary by culture, which really says what is ideal mental health by these standards. Here are some questions on what the ideal mental health standard criteria are, which were developed by Jehoda. Have a go at answering these on another sheet of paper by pausing the video, and then hit play whenever you're ready to see the answers. Here are the answers. If you did get all of these right, congratulations. I'd advise you to move on to the next video, which will be on the biological explanation of psychopathology and abnormality. Now, this is no longer a model to define abnormality, but is actually an explanation of how abnormality behaviour occurs. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to visit the website revisealevel.co.uk or the channel for more information. Thanks, and I'll see you then.